Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Akim and Akwat out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, and this one at the time being is called American Pride. I may add on to that a little bit later, but right now it is just American Pride. And that's exactly what this lesson is dealing with, and that's why the lesson title is so short. I couldn't think of anything else at the moment. It's just American Pride. This is coming from a photo, a meme that I've had saved for quite some time. And I was looking through my phone, see if there's, clearing out my phone, things I've done lessons on, getting rid of all the posts, clearing up some, some camera, some gallery roll, with not a bunch of, random stuff, but things I could actually make some lessons on. And in the process of doing that, I went ahead and I found this image right here. And you see it has, the Confederacy, the Nazis, and the Japanese. And it says, the U.S. only won because of their massive industrial capabilities. And you see a U.S. Army soldier here standing there, or a Marine, or whoever. And it says, and I'll keep fucking doing it. Alright? And this is one of those things where, it's just that American pride. It's just American pride. And that's why I put that. It's really that, American Idumean pride. That Babylonian pride. And these people think they're invincible. They really think they're invincible. They think that nothing can stop them. No one can stop them. They're all the way up, if you remember that old ass song. But that's what these people believe. And there's videos out there. I know, the elder brother, Menat Zakbad of GMS South Carolina, used a video one time. I had a video that I used one time. I believe it was the same exact video, talking about, how due to, the U.S. being surrounded by water, its defensive capabilities are astronomically high, and, they got warships and all these things, so it would make it very, very hard to plan an attack on the United States, and they have all these missile defense systems. Well, the thing is that they had a planned Star Wars system, back quite a while ago. I don't remember if it was Nixon. Star Wars defense system, the Strategic Defense Initiative, which was, who did it? Who was this under? Reagan. It was under Reagan, my bad. So, it was basically to do what? It was a proposed missile defense system intended to protect the United States from attack by ballistic strategic nuclear weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, which will ultimately end up being the downfall of the United States. Babylon the Great, because these will be launched. It says in submarine launched ballistic missiles as well. Now they claim that they have new versions of this out there, defense systems, laser blasters, but the thing that they don't understand is that those are really only capable for intercepting so many, and they're not really, they might be planned for ICBMs, but they're really more effective towards regular missiles, just like a Hellfire missile, that type of missile, regular missiles, not so much as nuclear warheads, not so much as nuclear warheads. This image was piquing my curiosity, and I wanted to go and check it out. But, so, they may or may not have something like this, But the thing is that it's not gonna be as effective as they would hope. If you know anything about these systems, they don't have 100% success rate. If there are multiple missiles launched, and I fucking love that image. I'm gonna save that. It's a WebP, but I'll convert it later. I love that image. That's amazing. And you got them launching from off ground and from submarines. I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe I'll use that something in the future. But Yeah, that's wild. Slocky, I kind of got sidetracked, but these aren't as effective as they think they're going to be. These missile defense systems, okay? They don't always intercept every single one of them. There's a couple that slip through, so keep that in mind. Yeah, that's wild, man. But there's a couple that slip through, and if you have all these countries launching nukes at you, and I don't know, fucking 5 manage to make it through. 5 nukes detonating in America is insane, and there's going to be more than that. Okay, there's going to be more than that. But just even one, you got to think even one would be detrimental, right? For these people's society. Okay, and this is the American pride, the Idumean pride, because Idumeans are the Americans primarily. While you do have Jake that lives here and other nations that live here, this land belongs to, right, quote unquote, after they stole, murdered, raped, and robbed for it, the Idumeans. Okay, who do they put in presidency? The Idumeans. Okay, with an exception of one, Obama, and I'm not even sure that guy was a Jake. All right, more than likely a Hamite or something. He could have even been an Edomite. Okay, so and you got they're the ones in the House of Representatives. They're the ones doing all the law making, and really they're the ones that about. All right, if you look at who really controls everything, these Rothschilds, Vanderbilts, right, and so on and so forth, this global elite, it's all Idumeans. It's all people that with this color of skin. Okay, and it's not about color of skin. It's about lineage, and they go back to the Idumeans, and they know they go back to the Idumeans. With the Rothschilds' name literally being Red Shield, going back to Edom, but they don't talk about that, but they know who they are. But this is the American pride. I'll keep fucking doing it. The American never thinks they're gonna be, and it's not just America. Americans, primarily the Edomites, think that nothing bad's ever gonna happen to them. They're gonna be just great. They're gonna keep fucking doing it, as it says here. All right, I'm gonna keep fucking doing it. They're gonna keep winning wars. They're gonna keep conquering lands. They're gonna keep having the money. America's gonna be fucking all fine and dandy and fucking swell, and it's gonna be great. And America's gonna be made better again. And it's going to keep on getting better and 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 better. And hey, man, that's not the case. Babylon is prophesied to be destroyed. And this is Babylon. According to Scripture, if you don't know it, then you don't know it. It adds up, it lines up perfectly. The North Country, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. All right, it's the same. Returning to Egypt on ships again. Where did we come in a transatlantic slave trade? And all these things, it adds up prophetically, all right, through Bible scripture of what this land is that's called America. It's really Babylon the Great, as the Bible mentions. All right, it's not the first Babylon, because people say, oh, Babylon was destroyed. No, it's a new Babylon, okay? It's like, Sodom was destroyed, but, it's spiritual Sodom, spiritually, and it's new Babylon. It's the new Babylon, and Babel means confusion, a confused noise. And that's exactly what the fuck this place is a confused fucking noise. All right, people don't even understand what gender they are here. People don't understand hell anything, man. The Gen Z is about the dumbest goddamn generation ever, and people try to stand up for all these generations, say, oh yeah, and they say millennials were bad, but our generation, millennials, was pretty fucking bad, but it's nothing compared to Gen Z, man. Nothing compared to Gen Z. We weren't killing ourselves as a challenge. Okay, we weren't doing all this weird about the dumbest shit that millennials ever did, and that was like at the tail end, was like the cinnamon challenge. All right, and then that was it. That was the only challenge really back, a while back during our time, was the cinnamon challenge. That was it. And there was no other challenge. It was just the cinnamon challenge, which was stupid, but I mean, you could die from it if you didn't breathe. But I mean, it wasn't even that harmful. It was stupid. You just didn't, can't breathe, cinnamon, and you had to spit it out because it's hard. That's it. I got all of these, kill yourself challenge, shoot yourself in the face challenge, jump off a fucking bridge challenge. Not that they have those, but they really do have a kill yourself, the white whale challenge or blue whale challenge, whatever it is. And society is actively failing, and they think that America's great. America's wonderful, man. I'm proud to be an American. All these fucking stupid songs about American pride. When this place is fucked up, the people don't know what gender they are. You're lying to the people on the bottom think they're on the top. The people on the top think they're on the bottom. All right, and they're acting like they're on the bottom, you know, gang banging and doing all this shit. When our people are really the real royalty, and then you have these fucking Edomites, these fucking crackers that are parading around like they're royalty, man, and they're not. You can tell that they're not. No, that ain't royalty. Don't go around fucking dogs, okay, and getting adrenochrome out of children. That's not what royalty does. All right, that's what this royalty, quote unquote, does. But that's because they're not real royalty, man. All right, they're not real royalty. It's like you fucking building a Lamborghini out of wood and saying, "Oh, this is a real Lamborghini." No, it's not. It's a fake imitation. All right, and it's a sorry ass imitation at that. So we're gonna grab some scriptures, but this is the mindset. All right, the Idumeans. All right, and the American citizen, and it's the mindset of the American citizen. All right, even the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Moabites, and Hamites, and Ishmaelites, and all the people that are living here. I'm lumping them all into one together because the American mindset is the Idumean mindset. The American mindset, the Babylonian mindset, is the Idumean. All right, the Edomite mindset. They're the ones that control this place. They've instilled those values. Who you are, how you act, how you breathe, when you sleep, when you wake up, what you agree with, what you don't agree with, what's right, what's wrong, you know? That's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. You know, that look at the government. They did this. No, they didn't. The CIA did it. No, they didn't. That's false information. That's misinformation. That's a conspiracy theory. You know, those people are crazy. Those people are wild. Don't listen to them. You know, the Bible talks about, no, it doesn't. Ban the Bible. Get it out of here. You know, the Bible's a fake book. Don't listen to it. All right, Christianity is a sham. Well, no, Christianity is a sham, but they use Christianity for just a blanket term for the Bible, people that believe in the Bible. You know, oh, Christianity and the Bible and the church is all this. You know, or on the other side of the spectrum, you know, stay in the church. Don't ever leave the church. Donate all your money to the church. You know, don't ever ask questions. You know, believe what we told you to believe and obey. You know, like that. You know, like that movie, They Live. If you go look at all the signs, that shit's fucking exactly what's happening, man. They Live sign. Here we go. You know, it talks, you know, they look around and all these signs. It says obey, conform, buy, reproduce, stay asleep, watch television, right? And they look at all these things, and that perpetuates those fucking lizard people, weird alien shit. And they aren't aliens. They're just Edomites, okay? And they have an ulterior motive to control you, man. And, you know, that's so... And look at that. That's a great sign. They live, we sleep. Okay? Conform, consume. And that's everything, man. If you go look at an advertisement, just any, go and grab one. The thing you want when you order salad, or, you know, no one grows ketchup like Heinz. Or all these things. It's saying, what is that saying? It's saying consume. Consume. You know, or if it, you know, they have different ones, you know, talking about, you know, how to live, and that's telling you to obey. All right, you know, or reproduce if it has, you know, these different things, you know. So, and that's the society you're living in, and you love it. All right, singing songs like, you know, God Bless America, or all these different weird songs. The Most High is not going to bless America. He's going to destroy it, all right? He's going to destroy it. So let's go and get Obadiah 1 and, oh, we already had it up, but Obadiah 1 and 1 through 4. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. So this is concerning Edom. It says, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. This is speaking of Esau. So Esau is small among the heathen. Not only are they a heathen, which is already low, they are small among the heathen. They are the lowest of the low. It says, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, Salakia. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock. And they dwelled in clefts of the rock, notably in the Caucasus Mountains. That's where you get that term Caucasian from. Okay, it says, whose habitation is high. You know, they live in, whose habitation is high. They lay up themselves in these, you know, skyscrapers and these big, you know, tall buildings, right? If you ever look at mansions, they're always built on the side of mountains, right? whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's Esau, that's Esau. Who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? And I'll keep fucking doing it right here. Isn't that him saying, who shall bring me down to the ground? I'll keep fucking doing it. The U.S. only won because of their massive industrial capabilities. I'll keep fucking doing it. Is that not them saying, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's them saying, oh, ain't nobody gonna bring me down. I'll keep fucking doing it. I'll keep conquering. I'll keep winning wars. I'll win every fucking war that there is. And no one will ever stop me. I'll keep fucking doing it. It's right here in front of your face. These images, these memes that are made, all right, by this American pride. There's a guy at my work, cool guy, all right, ex-military, all right, but he thinks, the U.S. is too strong. The U.S. is too strong. No, man, the U.S. is gonna get fucked up. Okay, the U.S. is gonna get fucked up. When you have, we won this war. We won this war. We won that war. Well, guess what? The last time you went up and did a multitude of war against several nations, you didn't win it. What do you mean? What about Vietnam? You didn't win Vietnam. Vietnam wasn't won. Okay, well, they say, oh, there was no, nobody won Vietnam. Yeah, well, damn sure wasn't you, because you had an alarming amount of casualties. All right, U.S., Idumea, right? Idumeans, the modern Idumea, right? This is where the Idumeans are dwelling, right? Bear with me while I grab a drink. Where'd that toast go? God damn it. All right. So, no one won that, and had there been actually official statistics, the U.S. would have lost, all right, by a long shot. Okay, because it wasn't a very good war for the U.S. All right, it was not a very good war. All right, anybody knows about Vietnam, it was not a very good war for the United States. And that's probably one of the reasons they don't classify it as a conflict and not an official war, because they don't want to lose wars. A conflict, that's fine, but they don't want to lose wars. And had it been justified as a full-on war that the United States would have been involved with, they would have lost that war. They wouldn't have been the winners, okay? But they'll keep fucking doing it, right? Verse 3, Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. What does it mean to be deceived? What does it mean?
Deceive.
Of a person to cause someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. So you believe something that is not true. The pride of your heart has caused you to believe, that you're something that you're not, that you're impenetrable, that you're immortal, that you're, higher than God, that you are God. That's the pride. The pride has deceived you. It's warped your mind, and, you think that you're unstoppable, and it's just not the case, The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's that pride deceiving you. Who shall bring me down to the ground? No one's gonna stop me. Not even the Lord could stop me. You've been deceived. You've been caused to believe something that's not true. The Lord will stop you. It says it right here, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and there's another way, it's talking about the so-called white people, these Americans, Idumeans, right? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Who do they use? The eagle. They use the eagle, man. All right, and they've been using it since Rome, and probably, and who knows, I'm not, super well versed in history past that, but they might have even been using it before Rome, okay? They exalt us. If you look up a Roman dinar, denarius, sometimes they just call him a dinar, I think. If you look them up, and you go and look, so what do you see on a Roman dinar? Okay, you see on the front a white man, all right, and note the hair, faced, in one direction with text outlining, around the whole outside exterior. Look at it, okay? And on the back of certain ones of these coins, all right, not all of them, but on certain ones they had eagles. Okay, it's just like, well, coin. Not all of the quarters have eagles on them either. Denarius eagle. If you look at it, there you go. There's one. There's a good example. A white dude with this crown. And if you go and look up quarter currency, and you look at it, you see what? Same noses and everything, really, even. Look at the nose. Look at the nose. Alright? There you go, and look at that. Even facing the same fucking direction, man. You know? And so, it's just wild. You know, when you start to understand these things. You know, if you look at what is the eagle standing on, and standing on quarter, you know, I'm curious, because there's this Greek, if you look at it, you know, it's kind of like the same thing he has in his hair here. If you look, a lot of them have it on the, go back, you know, you see these, well, before the eagle, and go, if you see this, that has this thing in their hair, it looks very similar to like a Roman vine hair, vine crown thing. What do they call it? What do they call it? Roman leaf crown and civic crown. Okay. Civic crown. You know, and you see it, you know, and it's just, I'm not sure if it's necessarily the same thing, but, you know, it damn sure looks fucking similar to me. Okay? So, you know, and it's just, it's, once you start getting into these people histories and you find out that they are the Romans, and you find out why they all their shit always looks the same, you know. So, verse 4, Obadiah 1 and 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And they're so infatuated with, you know, the stars and getting up there and, you know, floating around. They can't get the space, but they get, you know, they can get into that, you know, that atmosphere that we consider a little bit out of space, but not really, you know. You know, you can float a balloon up that high if you've got a big enough balloon. So, you know, it's just that's these people. It's like, yeah, closed out. But that's these people, man, and you can continue on to prove who they are. It's like these Idumeans, man. It's these Idumeans, and they're proud, and they've been, you know, ruling for ages under different names and under different, you know, guises. All right, and through reincarnation, you know, Romans, you know, even, you know, some Greek, right, and you know, the Greco-Roman period. Right, you know, you got the, you know, the just, you know, it's you know, the English, it's called the English, all right, the English rule, all right, and then you have the, you know, most notably as of you know, the whole beast system is made up of Idumeans, really. If you go, and we can get the photo, you can go and get, there it is, and go to camp signs. The whole beast system, you know, it is made up of these Edomites, man. The beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. It's NATO. It's these Edomite nations, all right? The 7 heads, 7 governments or kingdom ruled by Esau. They're all Idumeans, you know, Germania Major, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, the Spanish, all right, which are actually colonizers, conquistadors, all right, as they are, right? They're Edomites, all right? That's why they look white, all right? Because they're not even, they call themselves Latin or Latino, but they're not. They're not real, you know, Latinos. All right, they're not brown people, all right? They're just Edomites masquerading, as they like to do. They do it with another people that dwell in the land over there in the Middle East. I'm not going to say who it is, but you can figure it out. Germania Minor, the British, the Greeks, right? All these people, you know, the Romans, the Greeks. That all makes up those 7 heads, man. Those governments ruled by Esau, and they have NATO, you know. So, and that's NATO, you know. And then we're sitting right up at the top. Who is it? The Great Whore, America, Babylon the Great. You know, and you can go on it, and I don't know if this one talks about the Roman Catholic Church, you know, with, you know, and the Roman Catholic Church is you know, the false prophet is as it's referred to in the Bible, all right, and the false prophet that works with, you know, these nations, all right, and the Pope and all that, right? And you can see, you can go and read it and pause this. This is an image you should have saved on your computer, your phone, or somewhere, man. Even talks about how they, the beast, all right, and the typical barcode, how it makes up, these two lines are sixes. If you go and type in at my job, I work with barcodes on occasion, all right, and what I do. And just the other day I was telling one of my coworkers about how when you program certain things, it's all based off a numerical system. All right, what you're seeing, these lines, these aren't just when you're scanning these lines, you're not reading. It's reading what you're seeing, these black lines, but all these are translated over into a number system. Ones, twos, threes, fours, five, six, seven, eights, and nines, and zeros as well. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and in the middle is always this double long line, these two thin lines that represent a 6. Okay, if you can go and look this up, it's not bullshit. You can go and look up barcode and how barcode numbers are formed. All right, and if you have a barcode scanner, all right, that's why on the bottom of a barcode you always have these numbers. Now, if you're programming barcodes through a barcode scanner, what you do is you don't scan this. All right, you type the number. All right, you would go 000145321, right? And then when to program a barcode, when you get this barcode, you would type this number into the system, right? And then, even though you type that number, and this was never scanned, then when you scan that, boom, and then it'll pop up. It'll be the same product. Say if this was like a Pepsi, all right, it would be a same product, a Pepsi. Say if it was, we'll just say 11221, all right? If it was 11221 and you typed in and it had a barcode and under the Pepsi it said 11221, all right? For example, I got a Polar, all right, a carbonated water here, and I'll read you the exact barcode. It's 71537000147. Okay, if I was to type that into a system, all right, and say that number is linked directly to a Polar Seltzerade cherry limeade flavor, and then I scanned that barcode that was linked with that same number, the product that would come up is this Polar Seltzer water. Okay, so and how do they start? Every barcode, even the one I have right now, I can double check it, but yeah, every one has these two lines on the left, two lines on the right, two lines in the middle, and that represents that double lined long line, that one that overextends past all the other ones, that represents a 6. Okay, so on the left you would have a 6, on the middle you would have a 6, and on the right you would have a 6, representing 666, the number of the beast. And that beast, right, there you go. And if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. So, I can't force you to believe it. None of us can. Okay, the only one that can get you this understanding is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai through the Holy Spirit. Okay, pouring that Spirit out upon you. We talked about that the other day. So, kind of a little sidestep to talk about that. All right, but and these devils, man, that's that beast system. The Greek, they're all bound in it together, and they've been ruling for ages and ages and ages, man. Okay, and they think that they're gonna just continue and continue and continue, right? As we're gonna get Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses, like we've done this topic before. If you go into what a house is, it's not necessarily talking about a physical house. It's not talking about, it can be representative of a house, but it's talking about a lineage, all right, in this case, all right? It's referred to as royalty, right? These people think they're royalty. They're not, but it's talking about a house, a house of royal people, House Stark, House Targaryen, if you watched Game of Thrones, right? House Stark had House Targaryen, House Lannister, right? All of them, right? So, if you go in here, it should mention it. Right, check it out. A family or a family lineage, especially a noble or royal one, a dynasty, all right? A clan, a family, a tribe, a race, a family line, a family tree, a descendant, a bloodline, all right? They think that line, that their lineage is going to continue forever and ever. And also their physical house, their physical properties, their vehicles that they, hand down from generation to generation, deeds and titles and things that they own, right? Their inward thought, Psalms 49:11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And we've talked about, we need to get into reincarnation again, because we talked about it yesterday. We've mentioned it now. These people, when they're reincarnated, they come back. You are through your father's line. All right, you come back through your father's line. So your great-great-grandfather, depending on how fast you bred and your family got down, right? Jake tend to get down a lot, so a lot of babies being born. You could have been your great great grandfather somewhere, every third to fourth generation, right? Which I believe is roughly a period from like 70 to 90 or 100ish years. All right, I can't remember what it was. We can look it up. Every third and fourth generation. We'll get the scripture first, which is Deuteronomy 5:9, which reads, right here it says, Deuteronomy 5:9, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them, talking about graven images and idols, right? For I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. The third and fourth generation, because you come back every third to fourth generation. If you look up how long is a generation, you go and look it up, 20 to 30 years. You put that right in the middle. So at 25 times 3, all right, is 75 to 100. Anywhere from 75 to 100 years. You come back every 75 to 100 years, all right? There's a little leeway in that, depending on how fast your family gets down, all right? Every 75 to 100 years, all right? And so, great grandfather, slave beater the 75th, all right? Could have been your ass, you Edomite, okay? That could have been you, all right? If it's 75 to 100 years ago. Look, and your family line isn't great representation these days, because now they say, oh, go through Ancestry. Ancestry is just a bunch of bullshit, all right? You don't even know, who that's all just, it's a bunch of bullshit, all right? If you have, paper documents about your lineage, it's fucking awesome. A lot of people don't, all right? And a lot of people don't even know after a couple grandparents, all right? So a lot of that's been lost. All right, so you can't always use your lineage to judge who you are, because you might, if I was to use my lineage, the only thing we know about is, my dad, because his dad was a Mexican guy, so-called Mexican guy, but that guy is nowhere to be found, all right, because my grandma, it was a choice. Well, I'm not gonna say anything on her, but it was like a choice between 3 different guys, right? So how back in, right? And the guy she ended up choosing was a guy that would stick around, all right, would be a white guy, and we have his last name because of that. So when we go and my dad looks into the history, it's all, England, and, talks about this and that, when he doesn't even know that my grandma, and he refused to admit it, my grandma even said it to me, it's probably this Mexican guy, either that or it's this Irish guy, okay? My dad would be more quick to accept that, because my dad, he's one of those guys, he wants to be white. He really wants to be white. He doesn't want to, even though he looks brown, and when it's in the summer, Issachar comes up and starts talking to us, no reason for that though, right? No reason for that. It's wild. But so that's you can't always go through just your lineage, because it might have been messed up somewhere. All right, but if you're an Israelite, because you'll understand this truth. Okay, that's one way. If you understand this truth, you're an Israelite for sure. All right, if you're calling upon the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai in prayer, all right, and repenting and watching lessons and making lessons, especially, you're an Israelite, no doubt about it. Okay, no doubt about it. So, and these devils, man, and then that's another thing they've done. These Edomites have purposely obscured history. They don't want you to know, who your real lineage is. All right, that's why if you're a small hat and you do that, it'll say, oh, you're 100% what-ish. No, you're not. Maybe ish. All right, but not the full. Ish as in pertaining unto, having characteristics of. So. Psalms 49:11, once again, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. No one's ever going to bring us down, right? And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. They've been doing this for generation and generation through reincarnation, all right? And it needs a whole lesson dedicated to it. Just like the other day when we were talking about the name of the Lord, it needs a whole lesson dedicated to it, right? And we really got a good chunk of it yesterday. All right, but, it's these devils, man, they've really engineered an excellent identity plan, okay? And it's only through the Lord that it's being revealed, because it's pretty good, it's pretty good. But it's just like it's they're being revealed, man, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. They had it pretty good locked down. But hey, you know, every lie is gonna come to truth. The truth's gonna come out. The truth shall be. This is Proverbs 12:9. It says, the lip 12:9. Proverbs 12:19 says, the lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. So their lie is only going to go along for a time and for a season. All right, but that truth's eventually going to come out, and it's coming out. All right, it's like a ship's hole that has a leak in it, and the water's pouring in little bit by little bit. It's a little stream, and then it gets worse, 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 and soon enough, that whole ship's gonna be fucking flooded out and abandoned ship, abandoned ship, abandoned ship. And that's gonna be Esau, man. The Lord's gonna say, no, you don't. With those laser beams, man. They're all gonna, it's gonna be great. We're talking about that a little bit later too. So you know. And did we already get the one? You know, they call their lands after their own names. How was America named? You see, we've done this before. It was named after who? America is named after Amerigo Vespucci, the Italian explorer who set forth the revolutionary concept of lands, that the lands that Christopher Columbus sailed to in 1492 were part of a separate continent. Okay, and then, you know, we know some Italians, all right, actually go back to Israel, all right, especially if you're part of the Sicilian lineage, because the Sicilians were black, as they like to be called, all right. They used to be called the N-word, all right, and ninjas, all right, for, you know, without saying it, all right. That's what they used to be called, all right. Sicilian. We'll just look it up. Look. Right there, True Romance, 1993. Yeah, and they used to be called, you know, this word and WAPs, right? So, back in the day, you know, and look at the it's a you know, is there the yeah, let's go and watch it. And I first saw this scene. I've never even watched this movie, but I've seen it by Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Gabar, showing it. Check it out.
Do you know who I am, Mr. Woolley?
I give up. Who are you?
The Antichrist. You got me in a vendetta kind of mood. You tell the angels in heaven you never seen evil so singularly personified as you did in the face of the man who killed you. My name is Vincent Kirkcaldy. I work as counsel for Mr. Blue Lou Boyle, the man your son stole from. I hear you were once a cop, so I can assume you've heard of us before. Am I correct?
I've heard of Blue Lou Boyle.
I'm glad. Hopefully, that will clear up the how full of shit on my question you've been asking yourself. We're gonna have a little Q&A. And at the risk of sounding redundant, please make your answers genuine. You want a Chesterfield?
No.
I have a son, my own, about your boy's age. I can imagine how painful this must be for you. But Clarence and that bitch-whore girlfriend of his brought this all on themselves. I implore you not to go down that road with them. You can always take comfort in the fact you never had a choice.
Look, I'd like to help you if I could, but I haven't seen Clarence.
All right.
You see that? Parked in front of your trailer. In the chance you're in the dark about some of this, let me shed some light. That whore your boy hangs around with in a courier capacity.
Moon. Years. Quick cash. So help me God.
I'm Sicilian. My father was the world heavyweight champion of Sicilian liars. From growing up with him, I learned the pantomime. There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20. Guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they beat lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You don't want to show me nothing, but you tell me everything. I know you know where they are, so tell me.
I have one of those Chesterfields now. Carter, you're Sicilian, huh?
There you go.
Sicilian.
You know, I read a lot, especially about things, about history. I find that shit fascinating. Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Come again?
No, it's a fact. Yeah. You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily. And the Moors are niggers. See, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country. They did so much fucking with Sicilian women, that they changed the whole bloodline forever.
It's true because
That's
they
why.
Edomites, but now you got Jake too.
Blonde hair and blue eyes became black hair and dark skin. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me to think that to this day, hundreds of years later, that Sicilians still carry that nigger gene. Now this, I'm quoting history. It's written. It's a fact. It's written.
I know this guy.
No. Your ancestors are niggers. Hey. Yeah. And your great grandmother fucked a nigger. Oh, yeah. And she had a half nigger kid. Now, if that's a fact, tell me, am I lying? 'Cause you're part eggplant. No! Hey.
You're a cantaloupe. Beautiful. Kill anybody since 1984.
There you go. So, wanted to touch on that for a little bit, but I don't know if I had it copied, but so that's the case, man. That's the case. So, very interesting, very interesting. But these people try to obscure history. Speaking of history, they try to obscure it. They don't want anything to do with it. And kind of lost track of what I was saying. But it's an excellent scene. It's an excellent scene. And the bloodline is for Israel is all over the place. So you can't just trust what what a DNA test has to say. Okay, because you could be, those Italians, those Italians, so-called, right? You go Sicilian, all right, with Sicilian blood, and you heard the guy, what he said, all right? The Moors, and so, you have those Italians that are Edomites, all right, because that's how they were, but the Sicilian lineage, the Sicilian bloodline with the Moors, all right, would be considered, they'd be Negroes, so-called Negroes, okay? But if you go and get an ancestry test, it's not going to tell you that. It's going to say Italian. Okay? It's not going to say what you are because they hide information that does not benefit them. And we got to go, and because, you know, and again, they think they can get away with this. They think they're going to get away with everything, with their whole, you know, world that they've built, you know, that they're the rulers of the world, and that they've always been in control, and that, you know, that's why, you know, that Dark Age period, they've blacked out, not blacked out, they've whited out, really, the Dark Age. Why do you think it was called the Dark Age? It was that 1,000 years that Esau was under control of Jake. You know, Jake was controlling Esau, and Esau was the bitch. They don't want that history. They obscure it, and they don't talk about it much, right? And he thinks he's going to get away with it. Again, going back to that pride, man. Going back to that pride. So Habakkuk 2:5, or Habakkuk, right? 2:5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keep at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. You know, keeping people, keeping men, slaving, enslaving, killing, raping, robbing, murder. That's the motive, and that's the lifestyle of this devil. You know, and they think they're gonna get away with it. That's that American pride. They think they're gonna get away with it. You know, we just read all these scripts about their pride. You know, they're never gonna be in adversity. You know, they're never gonna, you know, their houses dwell for shall continue forever. All right, they're gonna be on top and never on the bottom. You've always been on the bottom, E. You've always been on the bottom. That's who you are. You know. And bear with me while I grab a drink. So Malachi 4:1 says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud," talks about them being proud, does it not? Right? "And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly," which they also do, "shall be stubble. And in the day that cometh, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." Got New York State of Mind on here. Let's get past that. It says, once again, "For behold," Malachi 4:1, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven." So there's a day coming that shall burn as the oven. That's the day that Yahweh Shai returns. It says, "And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble." They're going to get deaded, right? "And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." And I've mentioned that before. You know, there's not going to be root nor branch. It's like when you know, they're not gonna be able to establish themselves and build themselves up. It's like when you were a kid and you had to go and pick weeds, all right, or still this day pick weeds. You know, thankfully I live in a place where there's not many weeds. All right, Nevada, not shit really grows here. Not a lot of whole lush fields. But back when I lived in some other places, all right, some more country places, you know, weeds all through the fucking yard. And you used to hate it as a child, being told, "Hey, you know, grab some gloves, we're gonna go pick weeds." You'd be like, "Ah!" And what would they tell you? What would your parents tell you? They tell you to do what? You grab them and get them by the what? The root, so they wouldn't grow back, right? So they wouldn't grow back. And again, you know, these devils, man, they've lied and murdered and raped and robbed themselves to power, you know? And the Lord's gonna kick them out of their position of power, because the Lord's the one that's even allowing them to be in this position as is, okay? Because they're part of our punishment, all right, as Israelites, because of what we did for us going off. That's the only reason these people are in power. No doing of their own, but they're all through the doing of the Lord. Ecclesiasticus 10:8, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, lying, stealing," that's what they do, right? "The kingdom is translated from one people to another." What people is that? It's translated from Esau to Jacob, and you can prove that with Jacob. Right here, 2nd Esdras 6:9 says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So Esau is going to be in rulership at the end of the world, and Jacob's going to take over that position in righteousness. Okay, so I love this scripture. I don't get this one a lot, but I was looking through my notes and I found it. So call Allah Yahweh Shem, I'm shy for that. And it talks about riches got by deceit, did it not? Ecclesiasticus 21:8. "He that buildeth his house with other men's money Salakia, let me start over. Ecclesiasticus 21:8. "He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial." So building your house up with other men's money is like building your own, gathering stones for your own grave. You know, And that's what's going to happen to these people, man. You know, all that money doesn't belong to you. It's going to go away, and it's going to be transferred from you to us. All of our gold, all the stuff that you have of us, that's in the Vatican. Who knows what they got down there? Probably the Ark of the Covenant. You know they have something down there. You know they do. We don't know what it is because they're very, very secretive about it. Okay? Ark of the Covenant. They probably have pennants from the prophets. Who knows? They might have some of Yahushai's things. You know? Who knows? You know, we don't know. We can't go down there. Nobody can go down there. There's certain parts that people can go to in the Vatican, and then there's a whole lot of secret stuff that we don't know about. And I would be very, 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 very surprised if they don't have something along the lines of the Ark of the Covenant, or you know, something, statues or plaques, or you know, those things last a very, 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 very long time. So it's very interesting. We're going to close out with Revelation 19 and 19 through 21. This is what the Lord's going to do with these people. And the Lord, because the pride, American pride, they think they're going to fight the Lord. And they think they're going to fight the Lord and win. Let me rephrase that. They think they're going to fight the Lord and win. Okay, so we actually got to go and jump up to 11 real quick. Okay, let me go and get, just to show you who this was. All right, what was going down here. It says, verse 11, Revelation 19 and 11, it says, "And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True." All right, faithful and true. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Okay, so this is Yahushai. Okay, so and you can continue on. All right, and how he looked. All right, jumping down to verse 19, and I saw the beast. We just got who the beast was. All right, the beast. All right, let's get it again. The beast. Germania Major, the Romans, French, the Spanish, Germania Minor, the British, the Greeks, and America, the Great Whore. Right? And what were they doing? And they saw those nations. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army who was sitting on the horse, Yahushai. So these nations gathered together to fight. All right, to try to fight, right? It's a sorry ass fight. It hasn't happened yet, but it's going to be a sorry ass fight because it's not even a fight, man. It's not even a fight. You know, it's like a fly trying to pick a fight with an elephant. It's not. You know, it's even bigger than that. It's just stupid. You know, it's just stupid, and it's not going to work, and it's going to prove that it's not going to work. So they're going to try to fight Yahushai, launch nukes and bombs and shoot him with guns, right? What's going to happen? It says, verse 20, "And the beast was taken." That's that American pride. Right? I'll fucking keep doing it. They think they're going to win, right? Verse 20, "And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet," the Roman Catholic Church, right? The Pope, the Vatican, all that stuff, right? "That wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast." And these people that received the mark of the beast were deceived. Idiots. Okay? Lord willing, none of us take it. We have to say Lord willing because we can't say, "I'll never take it." We hope that we never take it, all right? And that's the only thing we can hope for. Lord willing, everything's of the Lord. So hopefully we don't. Lord willing, we don't. It says, "And them that worshipped his image," you know, all these Americans, all right, and the people that wanted to be a part of that beast system. It says, "These both were cast alive in the lake of fire burning with brimstone." All right, so the beast, the false prophet, and all the people that was down with him got cast into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Deaded up. That ICBM, that intercontinental ballistic missile lake of fire, puddle of molten lava. Verse 21, "And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh." They're going to keep doing it, right? These people are so proud, they think they're going to fight the Lord and win. That's how proud they think they are. Well, that's not how proud they think they are. That's how proud they are. They think they're going to win against the Lord. You can't win against the Lord. He's the Lord. But that's that pride. Going back up into pride, Obadiah 1 and 1 through 4. Let's go and get that. We'll close out with that. We'll just get verse 3. Obadiah 1 and 3. "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, Esau, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord." It than American pride. They think they're going to make it. They're not. They're going to be completely destroyed, utterly abolished, done, through, slain, murdered, slaughtered, slain. All right? Decimated, devastated. Awful. It's going to be terrible for them. And it's going to be great for us and the Lord. All right? And that's that American pride. American pride, American pride. American pride is deadly. American pride, you know, I don't know what to put. American pride, it's simple, man. American pride. American pride. I get, you know, I'm trying to think if that I want to close out with any other note on it, you know. American pride. A deadly deception. There we go. American pride, a deadly deception. With that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.